Hello and good morning. Are you feeling great about your life? Are you feeling good about who you are, where you're going, what you're doing, where you're headed? Or are you struggling? Would you like to feel happier about your situation, happier about your relationship, your job, your direction? That's what we're going to talk about today. Today's video is kind of a request from a friend. We had a conversation and I thought I'll just do a video on this. It's a topic that comes up a lot. And a lot of times it is like we feel that happiness is out there. We feel like something else is going to make us happy. Like I will be happier when I live in the right house, when I drive the right car, have the right job, when I'm in the perfect relationship. And we put our happiness onto other people. And that's not where it comes. That's kind of a victim mentality when you think about it. That's kind of a helpless mentality. I'm not in charge of my life. I'm not in control of my life. And so I'm going to wait for happiness to come along and wait and wait and wait. And what I want to tell you today, there are some things that you can do to be happier now. There are some things that you can do to be happier now. Happiness is in your control. Happiness is, it's not, it sounds foo-foo, the things we're going to talk about, and it sounds all, but it's not. There's a lot of science behind this. There's a lot of research behind this, and happiness is absolutely within your control. Do you have to be happy all the time? No, you have to feel all the feels. Feel all the feels. There's some really dark stuff that happens in life, and just to be like, oh, that's not a problem. Sorry, I've got stuff going on here. That's not a problem. That's great. This is no. That's called denial. That's pretending something doesn't exist, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a general feeling of overall happiness with your life and situation. So let's get into 5 ways you can be happy right now. Okay? We're going to start these habits today, but understand that this is about consistency. It's about consistency. It's not about, oh, I'm going to do these 5 things and I'm going to feel great right away, right now, today. No, that's not what it's about. We're going to start today developing these habits. We'll start these activities today, and we'll do them on a regular basis, do them on a consistent basis, and retrain our brains to think a certain way, retrain our brains to do these things. Let's talk first about gratitude. Where's my journal? Let's talk first about gratitude. Okay, so right now, you don't have to, if you have a pretty journal like this, grab it. But if not, just get a piece of paper, get a little piece of paper, pen, and what I want you to do is number 1 to 10. On that list, I want you to look around the room. You're not going to think big thoughts. You're not going to be, right now we're right here. We're right in this screen. And I want you to be right where we are. And right now, I want you to look around the room and list 10 things you see that you are grateful for. Okay, I can look around my room right now and I can see my dog and I can see food and I can see plants and I'm going to put all of these on my list. I'm going to look, what you're doing is you're training your brain to look for the things that are good, to look for the things that bring you joy, to look for the things that make you smile. Too often we focus on what's negative, what's dark, what's depressing, and we're going to retrain your brain to look for the things. So not big thoughts out here, but look around your room right now, and you can pause the video, look around your room right now, and list 10 things that you're happy for. And do this every day. You can do it while you're out taking a walk. Oh, I'm thankful for clouds. They're always so pretty. Oh, I'm thankful for the sunshine. Oh, I'm thankful for... You can do it while you're walking around, while you're driving. You don't have to... You don't have to record every night in a journal. If you like that, you can do that, but you don't have to do that. 10 things you see right now from where you're sitting that you're thankful for. Okay, number two. Number 2, perform an act of kindness. So again, after you listen to this, pause the video And very simple. You don't have to go buy somebody coffee. You don't have to send somebody a special gift. You don't have to buy somebody flowers. If you're going to buy somebody flowers, buy yourself flowers. Take yourself out for dinner. Do something nice for yourself. That's an act of kindness. But what you're going to do is you're going to pause the video and send somebody a message, text or messenger or wherever, however, whatever, knock on somebody's door and say, hey, just wanted to let you know that I'm really glad to have you in my life. You've been an inspiration. You've always had positive words for me that I've taken with me and used. I want you to send a message to somebody and thank them for the role they've played in your life. Okay, be very specific and let them know how they've made a difference in your life. Acts of kindness and gratitude combined, those are powerful tools to use toward happiness. Okay, so number one, get your gratitude list down. Number two, perform acts of kindness. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. I have a cheat sheet so I don't forget because I talk and ramble a lot. So, number three, do something you're great at. All right. You know the negative self-talk. You know how that goes. Oh, I suck at this. I suck at that. I'm not very good at that. I can't do that. What you're going to do right now, pause the video. What you're going to do right now is you're going to do something you're great at. I am great at writing. I love to write. I'm pretty good at getting a thought out of my head and putting it on paper. I love to do that. I love to paint with words. And I'll leave a link in the description below for my author page. I have some books up on Amazon. I have some books. They're aren't available on Kindle. They're available on Amazon. I think this is backwards because, I'm still learning all the YouTube stuff and I don't have a camera or whatever to flip it. But ignore that. So this is my first book that I put out. It wasn't perfect. It was something I enjoyed. I started with journal entries and brought journal entries together and brought some of my different writing together, and I started forming it all into a book. And find that thing that you are good at, that you enjoy, that brings you joy. Can you draw? Can you play music? Can you sing? Whatever you can do that brings you joy, that you're good at. Think about the things you get compliments on. Are you great at decorating? Move a few things around the room right now. Change up a little bit. You don't have to go spend money. You don't have to go out to get new things. Just look around and move some stuff and focus right now for a minute on something you're good at. Are you a great baker? Go make a pie. Whatever. So focus on something you're good at. So your gratitude list, act of kindness, and doing something you're great at. Next, take one small step toward a giant goal. With my books, I didn't just start with a giant book. I started with journal entries. I was going through a difficult stage in my life, and I just, the way I process is I get my things out on paper, my feelings out on paper. And so I started with journal entries, and one day I would write one paragraph, and that's all I did. I didn't intend to make a book. I didn't intend to do that. So think about, what is your giant goal? What's that thing that makes your heart sink? What's that thing that keeps calling to you, that won't leave your head? Think about that, okay? In the past, you probably passed it off as impossible because it's just so overwhelming and huge. But right now, I want you to take one small step toward that goal. I was working with a friend once and she wanted to go to Japan. Is that your goal? Make your screensavers, make your backgrounds on your phone, make whatever. Just make it a photo that inspires you. Or sign up to join an app to learn the language or whatever. So take one small step toward a giant goal. Gratitude, act of kindness, do something you're great at. Take a small step toward a giant goal. Number 5, right now, reframe a situation. And I'm going to reframe this video. Reframe a situation. So when we look at something, we tend to look at the negative. We tend to look at what's wrong with that thing, what I did bad there, what didn't work there. If I look at this video, I'm like, I don't know how to edit, I'm rambling, I'm looking at my notes, I'm not focused. Okay, instead of saying that, I'm going to reframe it and I'm going to say, look at you putting yourself out there. Look at you doing something that you don't know how to do, but that's in your heart that you want to do. Look at the way you have organized this and planned your list, and you have some uh, props with the journal and the book, and look at you focusing and trying and putting yourself out there. Good job for that. Reframe a negative situation. So, right now, think of something in your life that you've really been hard on yourself about, that you've really been bringing yourself down about. Okay, got it in your head? Now, think about how you've talked about it, how negative you've talked about it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm rambling. I'm not at it. I don't know how to, whatever. Flip that script. Flip it. Reframe it and tell yourself what is great about that situation, what's working about that situation, what are you doing good with that situation. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my list, I'm gonna review, get your gratitude list down, do an act of kindness, do something you're great at, take a small step toward a giant goal, and reframe a situation. The important thing, do those now, do those tomorrow, do those the next day. Pretty soon, you're going to retrain your brain to think this direction. You'll see a negative situation and you'll think, oh, well, first you'll feel the feels. Let's be real, let's not be in denial. First you'll feel the feels. And then you'll be like, oh, well, that was hard and difficult, but it taught me that I need to learn to speak up for myself, or I need to learn to express my needs more clearly, or think about what. Pretty soon it'll be a gray day, but you'll be like, oh, I'm so fortunate to live in this state. You'll train your brain to look at it from a different perspective. All right. Do we need to be happy all the time? No, there's real life stuff that's dark and not happy. But in general, overall, we don't need to wait for somebody to bring us happiness. It's right in here. You have the power to help yourself be happier. And it exists in very concrete, very step by step, very easy to achieve behaviors. All right. So go do your homework. We'll talk later. If you have any requests for videos on self-help, self-love, motivation, inspiration, kind of flip back through my videos and see what this channel is all about. And if you have any requests, go ahead and put those in the comments below, and have a beautiful rest of your day.